A very, very warm welcome to yet another Kumekucha video. Information and analysis that is very difficult to find anywhere else. I recommend that you subscribe and you hit the bell button so that you receive notifications every time I have a new video. Karibu sana and enjoy.
Najua my brother Jirongo saa zingine anakasirika na mimi kwa sababu zamani nilikuwa mti yake ya mkono. Sasa anakasirika na mimi sasa, anaona huyu ambaye alikuwa mti yake ya mkono alipitia wapi hapa mpaka aka. Lakini unajua my friend, ni kujipanga na nilikwambia. Mimi sikatai, nilikuwa mtu yako ya mkono, lakini sasa unanikasirikia ya nini? Na sasa hii ni maneno ya Mungu. Ama namna gani jameni? Nilikwambia hii siasa.
Would you be jealous for William Ruto? You yourself? Would you want to go to Hague? Go through the problems he's gone through? My thinking about leadership is totally different. His thinking is totally different. And leadership is about honor. You work hard to get honor.
Ordinarily, I don't like mysteries. Even if I don't do a recording on something, I'm always doing research and I'm always proving or disproving the theories I have. I believe that is what a serious political analyst should constantly be doing. Now, even as people have been making fun about the campaign strategy of one William Ruto, I have been trying to understand it. And it has really been disturbing me that I don't understand what his strategy is all about. And the truth is, I'll confess, I've been having nightmares that my analysis on one William Ruto have been faulty. You know, the true test of a good political analyst is something called time. Time proves them wrong or correct. You know, my late political lecturer analyzed a lot of things in Kenyan politics that at the time I strongly disagreed with. I was very sure he was wrong. However, most of his analysis, not all of it, but a vast majority of it, has been proved 100% correct by time. Even long after his death, his analysis is still panning out. So if you want to be an analyst, my advice is that you may look like a hero today, but this thing called time will catch up with you. 2 months down the road, 2 years down the road, maybe even 10 years down the road, you'll be a laughing stock. Because the passage of time will prove you very wrong. Your faulty analysis will be laid bare for everybody to see. Now you understand why I'm so paranoid about understanding things. Even as I analyze, I want to understand. And so this Ruto strategy, I never understood. And I've been digging and digging and digging, and still I can't understand. Of course, it is much easier just to write off the deputy president and say he's wrong, he's making a mistake, and then leave it at that. But what if he's not making a mistake and time proves you wrong? Anyway, recently I decided to go back in time. In sheer desperation, I dropped everything and decided to go back and start afresh on the career of Deputy President William Ruto. And to my utter shock, I found some key answers where I did not expect to find them. And that is what I'm going to share with you in this video. Actually, most of the answers are in a group that was called Youth for KANU 92, YK92, which was an opportunistic organization led by a man called Cyrus Jirongo. So we're going to start by trying to understand what YK92 was all about and William Ruto's link to that group. And then we'll come back and we'll sum it all up. So let's get started. What you're about to listen to will shock you. Because these are quotes from insiders, people who are not only there, but they were bang in the middle of it all. And probably because a lot of time has passed, many of them were surprisingly candid, and they let slip some of the secrets and mysteries behind the YK92 that will help us understand the Deputy President totally. 1992 was a long time ago. You see, people who are not born in 1992, many of them have families today. They're married and they have families. It certainly wasn't yesterday. So, let's get started taking in this amazing story.
William Ruto was just a young man who I think he had not even finished the university. And I think along the way he cleared within the year. So he went to Kano office where Julia was, and he managed to stick around there. And then all of a sudden, he was now, once in a while, he was joining the meetings of Kano, youth for Kano, and so on. But he was just somebody. He had no job, he had nothing. He was just a student who was looking for a job.
And a very good organizer. He was in the secretariat. He did most of the paperwork. Most of the YK people preferred to be out there in the field. Before we established his eloquence in addressing national rallies or any rally outside, he was a very focused office person. In the initial stages, because we are running out of time, we split. We had so many rallies to address at any one time in the whole country. I remember there was a group that went to Eldama Ravine. And that group was given His Excellency the Deputy President as a principal speaker. And some people were even skeptical about whether he could manage it. He was a very quiet, polished, soft man. But when he got the microphone in Ravine, we were all surprised about his prowess, his oratory skills, and his capacity to captivate the crowd, both in his local language and also in Kiswahili. You rarely find people from his region who talk in that kind of Kiswahili. He has a mastery of that. And then his English was perfect, thanks to his academic background and exposure. We realized this man must always be in the rallies, and particularly when you're in that territory where the dialect, local dialect, was key. I want to talk about the YK story, you can never finish. That is why so many years down the line, it is still hot news. People still talk about YK, because the mystery has never been solved.
And then comes YK92, and the thing that they were selling was money. They had loads of cash, mobilized young people on the basis of what they were offering at any one meeting, or trying to buy, leaders, sometimes not even youth leaders, but even other people in the leadership. But the currency was not ideas. It was just trading on cash. Okay. And I think it has had an impact in our politics. And money becomes such an important factor in modern day Kenya politics.
The only person we didn't manage to get was Raila Odinga. But the rest of the people, Shukugu, Wamalwa, and quite a number of others, those who are not very senior, to be part of our agents inside there, because we were handling and we were supporting them. And in fact, even Wamalwa, we were paying his house. And we moved him to a very good place, and we told him to be settled so that now when he's talking, he's fitting us in the evening, whatever it is going on. At that point also, we were using the same information we are getting that they were planning to now come out into the air.
Why did you fail to get Raila Odinga?
He was a little bit cunning.
What? Now I'm beginning to understand why the Deputy President, at great risk of people asking where his wealth comes from, has insisted on a strategy that relies heavily on money. Because the whole idea, once you're in power, it doesn't matter. As long as you make it to the presidency, before the pressure becomes too much, it will not matter. Because once in power, nobody will dare ask those questions again. That part I now understand very clearly. Now I can hear some of you saying he won't make it. There isn't enough time before things catch up with him. But based on my experience and my mistakes of the past, I'll not be so quick to make such a conclusion. Because William Ruto is still the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. And this is politics. Anything can happen. I also now understand where a man I used to respect a lot, a man called Boni Khalwale, suddenly woke up one morning and he was firmly in the DP Ruto camp. Clearly, his links with the Deputy President started a long time ago, not on that morning recently when he shocked Kenyans. And when we keep in mind what happened in 1992, then it also means that he could have a lot, in fact he must have a lot of other people who have not clearly come out, but are definitely firmly in the DP Ruto camp. I remember how much I used to trust Martin Shikuku, the late Martin Shikuku, the people's watchman. I believed that he was one man who could not be corrupted. My late political lecturer believed the same. But you have heard it very clearly, just today, that he was in Kanu's pockets, even as he sold us the lie that he was firmly at the forefront of fighting for a better Kenya. And there are many others. Now, I'm not naive enough to make a sweeping statement and say, this is proof Raila Odinga cannot be corrupted. No way. You have heard what the insiders said. The reason why they didn't get him is that he was crafty. The long and short of what I'm trying to say is that the Deputy President is much stronger than most people think. Number two, money still works in Kenyan politics. There is a Swahili saying, pesa ni sabuni ya roho. Loose translation, money brings joy to the heart, and money can wash many things, bad things, away from the heart. And so, money can be soap to wash the heart. Number three, the animosity which Kanu faced in 1992 from a united opposition and from the vast majority of Kenyans is quite similar to the animosity today that the Deputy President faces from most of the country. And that animosity was turned around in a very short period of time. So that Kanu moved away from being totally unacceptable. They didn't suddenly become popular, but they moved away from being totally unacceptable to acceptable, which was enough, for Moi to organize his other games and his other things and get himself elected back into power, when many had predicted that it was the end of Moi and that it was the end of Kanu. Very similar to the situation we face today, where many have predicted that it is the end of Deputy President William Ruto, that he will never make it. And I now understand the situation a lot better, and indeed I find it very fascinating that the Deputy President is using tactics very similar to tactics which were used by youth for Kanu 92, decades ago. Now please don't get me wrong. I've not been paid by the Deputy President. I have not suddenly changed my stand or my position on the matter. Nothing like that. I am just analyzing cold facts. But what I can tell you is that it's a great relief to me that now I understand a little better than I understood yesterday. In fact, I understand much more than what I understood before I decided to start digging into the history of the YK92 movement, and all the intrigues and politics surrounding it. Now it is important, I'm not announcing anything, but it is important for you to understand that most of the main members, main instigators of the YK92 are today some of the richest and most influential people in the country called Kenya. Some of them were slightly wealthy before YK92 was formed, but today they are super wealthy. Many of them were nothing before YK92 was formed, But today, they're very powerful, very wealthy people in Kenya. And they're still sitting on a lot of sensitive YK-92 secrets. Even Cyrus Njirongo, whom we have seen in the clips and in the sound bites, was a very firm critic of DP William Ruto, is no longer that. You will remember he was put behind bars over some debts he owed. He has had very serious cash flow problems in recent times. And several prominent Kenyans came together to raise funds to bail him out. People like Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko. However, and this is not known to many Kenyans, one of the biggest contributors of cash to bail out Cyrus Njirongo is a man called, wait for this one, William Samoei Ruto. I have a hunch that that was an investment on the part of William Ruto. I don't think I'll say any more, but I'm sure you catch my drift. Bottom line, things are not always what you see or what you think you see. Until next time, this is Kshs, Kumekucha.